I have a really long name. It's Maria Benji Angeli Belgica. So Bibi is a nickname given by my father, and I just got used to using it when I arrived here in Metro Manila in December 2004. Because I was with my relatives most of the time, so I used my nickname, and even in college I started using it. So I got used to it, and I think it's also helpful if I also use it in my art, because I started my art career here, although I wasn't born and raised here, and my first group show was in Uriu City in 2007. Okay, we have a lot of ideas in our heads, and sometimes it can't just come out, but there are little things that come out of our head, so they're like babies trying to grow. And sometimes we dismiss small ideas because we think there's the better one, the bigger one. But these small things, I can say they're like relationships in a simple situation, like it didn't complicate yet. Like for example, before becoming lovers with someone, you become friends first, or you don't know there's something behind it. So that part, that area, it's also beautiful, not fully consummating everything all at once. Just admiring the simple things that help build up the bigger things. I think that's what is incubation is all about. Anticipating the bigger stuff by focusing on the small stuff that builds it up. Wow, it's a very deep question actually, because okay, I grew up with art everywhere, like having a father who is an artist, and if I look at my toddler photos or even baby photos, I was in a museum, and it's like it's something in the family already. Like as a kid, I was able to hold a pencil in a proper way at the age of 2, and I just love doing it. It's just part of me. And there are times that I want to do something else, but somehow drawing, illustration, or painting doesn't just come off. Well, there was a time, okay, of course, as a kid, oh, I want to be like this, or just like my dad. And then there was a time I saw the impractical side. I don't want to be like that anymore. I got more interested in theater, script writing. But somehow, like I was saying before, it's part of my life. It's such a waste to throw away that talent and keep it to myself and don't use it, because it's been there. It has to come out. And of course, my dad encouraged me because he doesn't want to give up on me. And of course, not just the process of making artworks, also the lifestyle, that, which is part of art, like going to galleries, meeting people. You can't just be the typical artist who wants to be alone in a room and art materials. You have to show it to the world, because art is meant to be shared. It is very convenient to use pen and markers on canvas. And I think I'm going to develop some more what I did in this exhibition, like the small canvases coming up with just one image. So for now, I have a diptych here, maybe more, not just 2 canvases together. And then, well, I can say I'm somehow influenced by Pasita Abad, because there's a tapestry here, and it's easy to carry around, you can roll it, but I don't think I can push through with that style most of the time, because my acrylic skins technique is very, it makes the material fragile sometimes because of the volume it creates, and it's not fabric, it's paint, so you cannot just crumble it. The acrylic, okay, the way I make it solid by making different objects through it, not just painting directly with a brush on canvas. And then I want people to say, if they look at my artwork, is that really paint? It looks like mixed media. I want people to question, not just accept and adore the art. I want them to look at it as if it's a puzzle. You know, the process itself is very important for me. You know, it's a competitive world out there in the art scene. I'm not the only person or a few people who have the talent. We have a lot of talented artists. So I really have to push myself, not just with my ideas. I don't just want to rely on, you know, on angst. Like, you know, some artists do that, you know. We all have that. But it's more of trying to be more creative and productive instead of fighting something. You don't have to fight something. You have to encourage something that we can build better things. Well, we have an upcoming show. The title is Burst. So, well, after incubating something, something is going to burst. So it's something that, what I was saying, what we are anticipating is maybe a growth from what we have here in this show. Not necessarily bigger, but more intricate forms or pieces, or another side of me that not a lot of people would associate with. They've seen some of my dark themes, the portraits I did. So more of abstraction, but not necessarily purely abstract, but more of the biomorphic forms. And it's going to be explosive.